The history of Rome is not one of just political intrigues, military victories, and gladiatorial games. With a population of up to 1 million people to sustain, there is also a fascinating story to tell of how a pre-industrial metropolis fulfilled the demand for both food for its people and building materials for the colossal imperial projects such as the Colosseum and Circus Maximus. This story covers all reaches of the Roman Empire and beyond. Demand for staple goods such as grain, oil and wine was too high to be sourced locally. Imperial tastes called for rare marbles and granites, many of which were quarried in remote locations such as the deserts of Egypt. At a minimum, 1,700 shiploads were required to carry grain, oil and wine to Rome each year. Sailors from all provinces of the empire travelled to Rome's ports with these goods. Once at the seaports, the goods were unloaded by the many dock workers, where they were either stored in warehouses or transferred to smaller ships, such as the Navis Caudicariae, and sailed up the Tiber River to Rome's warehouse district. Importing, unloading, storing and redistributing an estimated 300,000 amphorae of olive oil, 4 million amphorae of wine, and 4.5 million sacks of grain each year was all done by manual labourers. Ancient writers and artists gave little attention to the thousands of workers who ensured Rome's supply chain, but these people's lives are not entirely lost to us. We have evidence of their places of work. The ancient docks of Rome's warehouse district were discovered in the 19th century, and some survive today. The building known to us as the Porticus Aemilia can be reimagined with its incredible dimensions of 500 metres in length and 60 metres in width. That's 5 times the length of a soccer field. Archaeologists believe it was first built to house 50 ships, and then later used for the sorting and storage of goods. One of the most incredible testimonies to the labour of the workers in Rome's warehouse district is Monte Testaccio, a hill composed entirely of broken amphorae, a hill of 42 million ancient pots that you can climb today. For some, names are also remembered. A funerary monument to Aurelia Gnaeus, a woman who once worked in this area of ancient Rome, now lies in Rome's Epigraphy Museum. She was a piscatrice, a seller of fish. From her altar, we know she was clearly well regarded by the 2 men who dedicated it to her. Is she the same Aurelia described in a poem by Juvenal, well known by her customers for her fish, brought from the coasts of Corsica? Of course, these labourers and merchants also had family lives. Tiberius Claudius Felix, his wife Claudia Helpis, and their son Tiberius Claudius Alupus were a family associated with the large Galbano warehouses. They dedicated this beautiful altar to the deity Sol in Latin. On the other side of the altar, the dedication is made in Palmyrene, or ancient Syrian to the god Malakbel. Did this family originally come from Palmyra in the Roman province of Syria? This altar is just one clue of the multicultural character of ancient Rome's population. Like the marbles used for the construction of Rome's great monuments, people came from all the provinces of the empire, enriching the city with their skills, cultures, and of course, their physical labour.